everyone. I truly believe what was just said, that these two factors are making the world a better place. And luckily, I experience it over my life. I've been for 20 years now in a tech industry, and I've seen those technologies changing the world, and I've seen more and more women coming and taking right decisions. Hopefully, this trend will continue. So I'm here today to share with you the digital transformation by Google Cloud. I'm convinced that if there is a word that you are tired of, it's digital transformation. For a couple of years back, I think it's everywhere, and everyone is talking about digital transformation. But what is changing these days, and this is what we observe, is that finally it's not just word. It's not just a phrase. Finally, digital transformation is happening. And we see it all across the world, and finally we also see it in Central Eastern Europe at scale. Because for a couple of years back, we've been seeing single leaders, single organizations within industries trying, experimenting, trying to do something around moving faster to the digital planet. These days, we see that these are already structured processes, that nobody is questioning the direction anymore. It's more about how, it's more about when, not if. So we believe, and this will be also the reality for Central Eastern Europe, that in the next couple of years, majority of the industries will be moving to the digital world. And we believe that data will become the most important change. We collect data, we're good at storing data, we're not yet as good in using the data, and we do not yet treat data as a capital. Data is the new energy, data is the new capital, and we believe that in the next couple of years, every industry will start treating data like capital that should be working, that should be circulating, that should be bringing more value to the core business. What is happening? When digital transformations are happening, we see three different ways of approaching digital transformation. First one, probably the safest one, is everything new in the cloud. Majority of traditional organizations, of big enterprises, have the history, have the legacy. You're all probably familiar with the phrase spaghetti architecture, IT, that was built by adding layers, by adding workarounds, by connecting things temporary. And as a result, a spaghetti monster is being created. And it's very difficult to simply modernize such architecture by one shift. So what we see very often is that companies are saying, okay, this is the legacy, but from now on, whatever new we do, new application, new idea, new concept, new pilot, let's put it next to the existing architecture in the cloud. And this is a very popular way of starting digital transformation. The second one, I have my own data center. It used to be a source of pride. I remember being invited to look at the beautiful data centers, shiny servers, big machines, it's all ours. These days, it is becoming an issue because, first of all, it's a huge cost. Second, it's a threat. In the cyber security world, having your own data center is a big issue, and you have to keep on investing in keeping this place a safe place, not a place that exposes your organization to the risk. So very often we are being approached by companies that want to do faster upgrade, and they want to move their existing data center, lift and shift to the light cloud. And the third one, most difficult, most demanding, but at the end bringing the biggest value to the organization, is the full digital transformation, where we are actually defining together the cloud-ready architecture, the cloud-native architecture, and the journey from the existing, sometimes spaghetti monster, sometimes something much nicer, to the next level architecture, which is cloud native, when we are defining the new use cases, new integration patterns, new processes, and we are proud to help many organizations to define the whole journey. We see it all across the industries. You probably know Google as a proud partner of digital natives. We're proud from the fact that majority of the global unicorns, Twitter, Booking.com, Airbnb, Netflix, Spotify, you name it, all these wonderful organizations are powered by Google Cloud. But what we see also in the last couple of years is traditional enterprises, huge retail companies, whether it's in Europe, whether it's Carrefour, whether it's Target in US, media companies, we see banks, HSBC, one of the largest and oldest European banks, are moving to the cloud with our assistance, and we're happy to help them define this roadmap. What also is happening, and I want to say it crystal clear because we're very often seen as a question mark. Are they really a partner, or maybe they are potential competitor? I think the majority of invitations I get to the panels on events like this is to put me as someone to scare people away. Hey, you Google, you probably plan to be the bank, you just didn't tell us yet. You have this hidden agenda to be the bank. You're building your strengths, and one day you'll tell the world that you're going to be a bank. So I want to say crystal clear, we are tech platform. We are a vendor that is bringing the technology for you to be better financial institution, and we do not have plans to own the customers. We do not have plans to get into other businesses than being technology platforms. That's why we are partnering with majority of integrators, with majority of companies that are developing software application services on top of our platforms. These are your trusted partners. They are very often developing industry-specific solutions, and all we want is to simply take away the hassle of managing servers, managing networks, applying new upgrades of security software. We believe this is what we do very well, because right now, approximately 40% of world's internet traffic is going through our infrastructure. That means that we are managing infrastructure at scale that is not possible for anyone else to manage. That gives us, with the huge power comes the huge responsibility. We feel responsible for protecting every endpoint of this infrastructure in the same way, whether it's a big traditional bank or a teenager that is accessing his own application through a smartphone. This philosophy helps us build a security model which is proven, which is being improved by all of the algorithms of machine learning and artificial intelligence. And this is what we are offering to you as a service. And this is what we're also offering our partners who work with the financial institutions. And I will repeat it again, because on events like this, the question I often get is like, what are the risks coming with the cloud? Actually, it's just opposite. Cloud is increasing your security. And the biggest risk is to stay outside of cloud, because you are exposed to the threats, to the dangers, which you are not able to identify if you are smaller, if you're working on your own, if you're disconnected from this huge capacity which public cloud providers can offer. This is not only Google, but also other large public cloud providers. What we also believe at Google, and this is from the very beginning, the foundation of our existence, is the open ecosystem. Whatever we do at Google, we share it with the world. Whatever type of innovation is coming, whether it's things like TensorFlow in the area of machine learning, whether it's things like Kubernetes, which is redefining the IT architecture these days, whenever this is being developed for Google, we publish it and we open it to the world, believing that the users, the super users, can take it to the next phase. And that's why we also believe that cloud should not be a lock-in. We believe in a multi-cloud strategy, and we believe that you need more than one cloud to be fully flexible, to do the right choice, to use the services which really empower your own industry. We also believe that managing infrastructure is something from the past. So we are moving very fast toward serverless, and we believe that whoever needs technology should really use it as commodity, like electricity, like water. We want to be a big engine that can potentially help you scale your business, but you don't need to necessarily understand what's inside this engine, and you don't have to worry about detailed parts of it. Whatever we do is at scale, and you probably all know that data-driven means you have huge amounts of data, and you know how to manage this data, how to process this data very fast. So whatever we do is driven by the algorithms, and we are teaching our algorithms to process data even more efficient way, and this is what we are offering our customers and partners. And at the end, I believe, and I'm honored to work for this company for almost 6 years now, that we somehow managed to retain this culture that made Google Google, because we have majority of people who really want to make a world a better place. They not only work, but everyday job is a mission for them, and they try to be innovative in whatever they do. And I think this is what makes us very different in the IT industry. So what was happening in our region for the last couple of years? Everyone was talking about cloud, but nobody was allowed to use cloud. And we were trying, many leaders also in this room were trying to approach different type of institutions, regulations, trying to experiment with the cloud. But unfortunately, it was very difficult. So I'm super happy that Poland is one of the first countries in the world that created a framework, which is very innovative operating model, where actually a third party created by PKO Bank Polski and a Polish venture fund created a third party operator chmury krajowej, which is somehow aggregator of all the needs on the Polish market from the regulated industries. And as such aggregator, operator chmury krajowej was able to build a customized version of Google Cloud made for Poland. So we are right now preparing the huge investment. Warsaw region will be developed in the next couple of months. And we believe this will finally eliminate the local barriers of using cloud. I also believe that this is very important for the whole Central Eastern Europe. This is a region of digital challengers. Many companies from many innovators, many startups, sometimes today mature organizations that used to be startups 10 years ago, didn't have much resources when they were starting. They didn't have lots of capital to risk. They didn't really have huge enterprises, global brands as their customers. All they had is talent and a lot of passion. They invested hard work, and as a result, they built very interesting companies. And we believe that to these talents, we are now bringing a sandbox, world-class infrastructure at a very affordable cost, which will allow those organizations to go out. I personally believe that this Warsaw region, the first region coming from public cloud to Poland, is something like New Gdynia. So a new harbor, a new port that will help Polish organization export their services to many other markets, and this could be something that will impact the economy in a positive way. I believe that for those digital institutions, organizations that are software developing companies, gaming companies. This is an opportunity to come up with export ideas to scale at a larger scale opportunity than ever before. And we see that talent is here. We see that Poland is already famous as a place where international companies are putting their IT headquarters, and we believe that this project will help them grow even faster. We are very visible in Poland. Poland is one of the fastest growing office of Google in EMEA. We will grow even faster. And the new region will hopefully break the barriers which we had. The data will be finally close to the user. We will be operating within the framework of local regulation, and we will invest in skills and talent development.
Polska, europejski czempion gospodarczy, dziś wchodzi na ścieżkę przyspieszonego cyfrowego wzrostu. Dzięki talentowi informatycznemu i nowym technologiom. Polscy informatycy zawsze byli jednymi z najlepszych na świecie, ale nie zawsze mieli dostęp do technologii, które dawałyby im szansę pełnego wykorzystania swojego potencjału dla dobra firm, instytucji i całego społeczeństwa. Cyfrowa era stwarza im wreszcie takie możliwości.
Wierzymy, że w technologii jest przyszłość, dlatego też stawiamy na chmurę obliczeniową.
Przez ostatnie 30 lat polski rynek IT rozwijał się i nadal rozwija bardzo dynamicznie. Osiągnięcie przewagi konkurencyjnej i jej utrzymanie zależy od dostępu do technologii wartych dziesiątki miliardów dolarów. Technologii, z których korzystają globalni liderzy, narzędzi sztucznej inteligencji, analityki danych czy zaawansowanych narzędzi wirtualizacji IT.
Te technologie dotychczas były bardzo drogie, dostępne tylko dla nielicznych dużych firm. Dzięki chmurze dostępne są dla wszystkich. Ogłaszamy dzisiaj strategiczne partnerstwo pomiędzy chmurą krajową a Google Cloud.
Z radością informuję, że dzięki współpracy z chmurą krajową wreszcie otwieramy region Google Cloud Warszawa.
To partnerstwo to przełomowy krok w przyspieszeniu cyfrowej transformacji Polski. Produkty Google Cloud pojawią się w portfolio usług chmury krajowej, a Google otworzy w Polsce region Google Cloud. Pierwszą infrastrukturę technologiczną globalnego dostawcy usług chmurowych zlokalizowaną w Polsce.
I'm always touched when I see how on this digital desert suddenly this red dot is landing in Warsaw, and I'm very proud that we are actually moving the border of the digital world from Frankfurt, where the last harbor of digital infrastructure was until now, to Warsaw, and we're actually including Poland in this digital planet that is being developed. This would never happen without the passion of people coming up with Chmura Krajowa concept. It's PKO, Bank Polski and Polish Venture Fund. And as Google, we are really grateful and honored to be the first partner helping them develop this idea. I want to close with the...
Polska, europejska.
I'm sorry. I want to close reminding you, I'm personally a big fan of football, and I want to close reminding you the greatest coach we ever had, Kazimierz Górski. And I cannot tell it in English as well as it is being said in Polish. Niewykorzystane okazje się mszczą. And I believe that we are all in front of this amazing opportunity to uplift what we do right now to the digital level and again show the world what does it mean to leapfrog. Good luck. Thank you very much.
The guys.